Yo, in today's video, I want to be breaking down the Dricus versus Izzy Slang card, main card, aka UFC 305 in Perth, Australia. The first fight I'm going to be breaking down is Jairzinho Rozenstruik versus Tuivasa. I'm going to pick Jairzinho Rozenstruik by round 2 KO. It's hard to pick Tuivasa when he on the losing streak, KO by Gon, KO by Erceg, submitted by Volkov, submitted by Tabura, and Marcin Tybura just got smoked by Erceg Spivak with an armbar in round 1. So that loss is not aging well at all. So I definitely believe he's lost his confidence. No, I don't believe he's motivated like Biggie Boy, aka Jairzinho Rozenstruik. Now I just don't believe he's motivated. I don't believe he is durable like he once was. But to be fair, they both are similar in terms of their striking. Both like to throw leg kicks and just wing over hands. But I think Rozenstruik is just more technical. He's coming off the win over Shamil Gaziev. He has momentum. He's getting better. We see Tuivasa, he's getting worse. So I'm gonna pick Rozenstruik by round 2 KO. The next fight on the card is Gamrot versus Dan Hooker. The obvious pick here is most definitely Gamrot. He's been good guys like Jalen Turner, Arman Saryukian, a win that has aged very well. He had a competitive fight with Rafael Fiziev while the fight lasted, and he beat RDA, even though he got dropped in the first round, which was pretty. It's not a good look getting dropped by RDA. But you got Dan Hooker, who's taking a lot of damage in his career. Took a lot of damage against Jalen Turner, even though he did rally back in the fight and end up getting the decision. Dustin Poirier, he took years off of Dan Hooker's life. Edson Barboza butchered him. Who else knocked him out? Arnold Allen, he put a barrage on Turner. A barrage on Dan Hooker, and he ended up getting him out of there. My fault for I'm stumbling all my words right now. And you got Gamrot. He's a very good wrestler, a high-paced grappler. He can go a hard 5 rounds with the grappling. Win a hard 5 rounds to Arman Saryukian. Win a hard 3 rounds with Turner. And I believe Turner is a harder matchup for Gamrot than Dan Hooker. And Gamrot still ended up beating Jalen Turner. And he had a alright performance against RDA. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? And his striking is not as bad as people might say it is. He actually got some decent boxing. He has a look good sneaky right hand. And he has underrated wrestling. People don't talk about his wrestling as much because when it comes to taking his opponents down, it's top tier. It's just when he gets them down there, he struggles to find a submission or get off some ground and pound. But when it comes to getting the fight to the ground, he's elite. I believe he's gonna ragdoll Dan Hooker for like the first 2 rounds. Dan Hooker might win the 3rd round. Just because he's gonna throw out the kitchen sink because he knows he's down 2 rounds. First and 2nd round, I believe Hooker's gonna look very shy, gun shy, tentative. He's not gonna want to throw because he's worried about the takedown 3rd. But I believe Gamrot is gonna get that Hooker's respect on the feet once he lands a good shot. Then he's probably gonna double leg him, something like that. So I'm picking Gamrot. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention Dan Hooker has had a lot of time off. He was scheduled to fight Bobby Green at UFC Austin in December last year. Ended up pulling out of that fight due to an arm injury. So he's had a lot of time off, and I just believe Mateusz Gamrot is just, you know what I'm saying, he's just a nightmare matchup for Dan Hooker, I believe. Well, not nightmare matchup, but a good stylistic matchup for Mateusz Gamrot with a Dan Hooker. So Mateusz Gamrot by 29-28 or a 30-27. It might be 2 29-28 and a 1-30-27. But either way it go, Mateusz Gamrot by unanimous decision. In the co-main event, Steve Erceg versus Kaikar France. You got Steve Erceg is coming off a very close fight with Alexander Pantoja. There's an argument that he won the fight, but me personally, I scored it for 48-47 Pantoja. But he's been active compared to Kaikar France. He's been out since the Amir Albazi fight. He was scheduled to fight Manel Kape at UFC 293, the Strickland and Adesanya card, but it's been a rumor that he had a concussion. That's why he pulled out. Kaikar France, you know, he's taking a lot of damage in his few fights. Brandon Moreno, he TKO'd with a body kick. Rovell dropped him and ended up finishing him. Erceg has momentum even after losing. You know, it's a moral victory because I don't believe he was even ranked in the top 10 when he had fought Pantoja, and he recently just knocked out Matt Schnell. Erceg has very good fundamentally boxing with some good grappling as his background. Unlike Pantoja, Kaikar France doesn't have a granite chin and doesn't have elite grappling. Also has a lot of length for the flyweight division. Kaikar France is a short guy who has good boxing as well, but he's more of a brawler, it seems. Unlike Steve Erceg, he's more of a technical guy, you know. But I need to watch more film on Kaikar France. I don't watch his fights too much, but Steve Erceg by a 30-27 decision. On the card is the main event: Dricus Duplessis versus Israel Adesanya. Dricus is on a little win streak. He has lots of momentum. Coming off the win over Sean Strickland. Very close fight. I actually scored it for Strickland, but I also will not mind if he gets to Duplessis. He beat Robert Whittaker, stopped him in the second round, submitted Darren Till, knocked out Darren Bronson, knocked out some guy in his debut, but he has lots of momentum, you know. But Duplessis, his style is very sloppy, but yet effective. He has a little blitz, which is so telegraphed and so slow. I just believe Izzy's gonna be able to just clog him with one good one. You know, if you go back to I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, UFC 243, Whittaker versus Adesanya, first fight. Whittaker kept on blitzing in. At the end of the first round, ended up getting dropped, got hurt very badly. Second round, Whittaker tried to blitz again. And the thing about Whittaker does not have a slow blitz and a telegraph blitz. Whittaker actually has a very fast blitz, and it's, you know, it's less telegraphed, you know what I'm saying? More speed to it and stuff like that, you know? And it's not like Duplessis has a huge grappling threat either. You know, I believe he can take down Israel Adesanya, but I just don't believe he'll be able to do too much with it. You know, like, he kept on taking Sean Strickland down, but he didn't really maintain the control time, didn't even get close to finding the submission, no ground and pound. No, Strickland kept on getting back up. I believe that Izzy is harder to take down than Sean Strickland because of the size, you know what I'm saying? So I don't believe Duplessis is going to have a huge grappling threat either, but I believe he's going to be able to take him down. But I do believe Izzy's going to keep getting back up, you know. Dricus, He's very heavy on that front leg. You know, Adesanya has great leg kicks. He dropped Marvin Vettori with leg kicks. He messed up Paulo Costa leg with leg kicks. He kept on targeting the legs at Whitaker in the second fight. Was having success with that. You know, he's come off that loss to Sean Strickland, which people has this little narrative. People have this little narrative that Strickland dominated Adesanya. He schooled Adesanya. But if you go back and really look at that fight, that really wasn't the case. You know, like, Strickland, he clearly beat him, but, like, it wasn't as dominant as people might say. And the thing about Strickland and Duplessis is that Duplessis is not hard to hit like Sean Strickland. Like, Strickland has some of the best defense in MMA. Duplessis, he bites on all the feints. Like, he's just not like Sean Strickland when it comes to defense. You know, and Duplessis, I'm going to go back to the blitz real quick. He kept on blitzing on Strickland, and he was finding success as longer the fight went. You know, he was throwing out those overhands, landing some good body kicks, some good body punches. But Sean Strickland is not going to counter you. Sean Strickland is not going to make you pay for blitzing in. Izzy will. Izzy is going to make you pay. You know what I'm saying? But I believe as the fight goes longer, I believe in the early rounds, I believe it's going to be all Israel Adesanya. But I think when that third round hits, middle of the round, we're going to start seeing Duplessis have success. Because we saw in the Sean Strickland fight, Duplessis lost the first round. But then he comes back, second round, third round, fourth round, looks much better. He's starting to find success with his body kicks, his body punches, and stuff like that. So, I do think the longer the fight goes, the more it's going to get better for Dricus. You know, but I believe it's going to be too late. I believe Izzy is already won those first 3 rounds. There might be a little swing round in the fourth round. It might be like 50-50. You know, like who I get this fight, who I get this round to. But that might give it to Dricus because of the forward pressure and the takedowns, whatever. But I do believe Dricus can win this fight, man. But it really depends on his game plan. That's the thing. If he goes out there with the Bilal Muhammad strategy of these kickboxers like Leon Edwards, good teeps to the body, good body kicks, good leg kicks. If you take that away from the kickboxers, they're lifted boxing, and we see Adesanya boxing ain't all that. Neither is Dricus either. Neither is Dricus though, but still, he's more of in the clinch range and the takedown range. You know, I just believe it's going to be hard for Dricus to close the distance. But when he does close the distance, stay in that distance. You don't want to have this technical match with Israel Adesanya, or you're going to get knocked out. You know? So if I was Dricus, tell him, you got to be in his face, man. You got to mix in your grappling, clinch up, and just dirty box with this man. Dirty box with Israel Adesanya. You know? Get in his face, mixing the grappling, all the stuff. Just don't take a step back. The moment the bell starts, march him down. You know, show him respect, but don't show him too much respect like his previous opponents do. Like, you know what I'm saying? They show him way too much respect. But yeah, man, my final conclusion is Israel Adesanya by 48-47. And maybe there's one for in that proceeds on one judge scorecard. And that's it. Those are my UFC 305 predictions.